Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I know I've kind of been MIA for a couple of weeks, but going back to work, everything's been crazy. But I wanted to start kind of a new section of videos that I'll be doing. So I actually wanted to start a collection video. So kind of show you decks that I have, my tarot and oracle decks. So today for this video, I will be starting with my indie oracle decks, and in the next video I'll probably do mass market oracle decks, and then probably indie tarot, and then end with mass market tarot. Just as I was going through, I really didn't realize how many decks I actually had, but I am in the process of possibly purging some, and I have backed a couple on Kickstarter. So to make room for those coming in, I probably will be getting rid of a few. But before I do that, I just wanted to share with you guys the ones that I do have and have been for the most part using a lot. Okay, but anyway, these will be the indie oracle. So let's get started. I will try my best not to make this too ridiculously long. Okay, so let's get to it. So the first deck is the Postcards from the Liminal Space. I have done a video on this. This is the Oracle counterpart to the Way Home Tarot by Rikara Wintner. The thing about Rikara's decks, there is not, I mean, the artwork is beautiful, but it's very simple, and just the simplicity of it packs a big punch. So this deck is like pen art, black and white. There is a guidebook. The meanings for the guidebook are very short. Some meanings are just like a sentence, and some will be like a small paragraph, which is fine, it works. But this pairs very well with the Way Home Tarot. So I do like to use those two decks together a lot. But this is the Liminal Space Oracle. And I love the simplicity of it. And this is one of my favorite oracle decks to use, indie or mass market. Okay, and cardstock is good. I really don't care about cardstock that much, but beautiful, beautiful deck. This is very simple. I love it. So I do use this one quite a bit. So that's Postcards from Liminal Space. The next one is the Threads of Fate Oracle by, I think it's Blair Porter and Britt June. Now this was the first edition of this deck that I backed on Kickstarter. Get the box open. I have not used this one in a while. It's a little tricky to get the box open. As you can see, it's very, very beautiful. And they have also the tarot. I have the Weaver tarot that they did. Those are the backs. Very, very beautiful. Now this version does have borders. I can't remember if the newer version has them or not. I don't think it has borders, but this is the first version and it does have borders. But the cards are categorized by earth element, fire element, water and air, and then spirit element. So I actually did a Wheel of the Year spread using this deck once. I've never done that with an oracle deck before, and I got a very, very good, accurate reading with this. It's like I said, very, very beautiful. So we kind of have collage art, and she does have in the book credit to who's in the picture. So we have like collage work with artistry, and then like, of course, our little gold foiling in there. It's a beautiful, beautiful deck. Okay, and then the guidebook, like I said, it just splits them up. Beautiful matte, gorgeous, and then it splits them up by element. Okay, so that is the Threads of Fate. All right, and the next deck I have, I've been doing a lot of ancestral work this year. So I have been using this deck quite a bit with my Vintage Wisdom Oracle for ancestry work. And I have to say, I didn't really connect with this deck at first, but then I did a spread with it, one of the spreads in the book, and it like totally blew me away. So this is one I'm definitely hanging on to. It's gorgeous. It's on Etsy. I'll leave all the links down below, but it's this beautiful gold gilding, and we have all the symbols on the back. So this deck mainly deals with ancestry, dealing with Ghana, I believe mostly like present day Ghana, and it's very big on life lessons, working with the ancestors, ancient proverbs that have been carried down. Like I said, I'm still working on the pronunciations for a lot of these, but doing the spreads in the book have helped me to really deepen my connection with this deck. So I'm really kind of growing to love this one. I pulled this card a couple of times. So you have leadership and charisma, God is in the heavens, wisdom knot. It's also helpful for people who like to work with symbols. Sankofa, Dwafe. Let's see. And I can't remember if there was like, yeah, so they are split up between the white cards and the black cards. I couldn't remember exactly why. I think maybe the black cards had like a stronger meaning to them, or like a separate meaning to them. But here are the different spreads. The spreads are fantastic. I think this was the one that I did, the ancestral lineage spread. So yes, I highly recommend this deck. Beautiful, gorgeous, excellent to work with. So that is the Adinkra Ancestral Guidance cards. Oops. It's not back in there. Okay. All right, moving on. Next is the next two decks are by the same creator. Crystal Banner from Kaleidodope. So this is her, if you guys can see that, Swatches of Chakra deck. So as you can see, it's a tiny deck. So I mainly like to use this one with my other mini decks. Okay, here are the backs. All right, and she splits up the chakras into their own separate categories. So like these are all your root chakra colors. So if I'm having trouble connecting with the chakra, what I usually do is I just pick one chakra, turn them over, kind of shuffle, and then draw a card of what I mainly need to focus on for that particular chakra that I happen to be struggling with. Okay, so here are all the ones for the root. You have stability, security, finances, physical body. I have creativity for our sacral. So these are all our twos. So creativity, sexual energy, emotions, and relationships. Here's our solar plexus, self-esteem, personal power, and decisions. Here's our heart chakra, love, compassion, forgiveness, connected. Here's our throat, communication, truth, and expression. Here's our third eye, intuition, spiritual awareness, psychic abilities, and dreams. And our crown, universal, divine consciousness, and presence. And then we do get a bonus card here, limitless. So I said I love working with this deck as far as colors, connection, and of course chakra building. Guidebook for this one you can scan right here, and then it has I think about a page for each card if you want to read up on that, if you want a actual book or a write-up to work with. But love that deck, very cute. And the next one I have by her is the Astrol-OG, the deck. Okay, so here's the box, nice and sturdy. I just love the detail she puts in these decks. Very cool, very hip. They're just so stunning to look at and work with. So of course we have zodiacs, planets. Sorry, that's my dog, she just came in. Planets, asteroids, nodes, elements, aspects. And then you get a little snippet underneath the card. Of course, you have the houses. And I have decided to kind of do a lot of natal chart work this year, and this deck has helped me tremendously with that. So, Mercury thoughts. I love the artwork here. I don't know if you guys can see little sparkles in there. It's just really, really beautiful. So she starts with the planets, and then we go to the asteroids, Chiron, Juno, and then of course we have our zodiacs, so Taurus, Gemini. And I've been looking for a really good astrology deck to work with, and I'm glad I found this one. And then we have our houses. Houses I'm still working with. Communication, home. And then we have trine, square, tension, how they relate to each other. The planet positions. Are they opposing each other? Do they work in conjunction with each other? So this is a great deck for exploring birth charts and astrology. Excellent, excellent deck. All right. And so the next one I have is the Supra Oracle. These are by Usi, the same creators of the Pagan Otherworlds Tarot, which I also have and love. And let's see. So here's the deck. It also has very, very good stock though. So and here's the inside. And I do like to smell the insides. The insides, they smell very like an old house. I don't know. It's just very, very cute. I don't know. I like smelling my decks. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. All right. So here's the Supra Oracle. So this Supra Oracle is very heavy on science, machinery, Gnosticism. So I'm actually going to show you guys the book. So we start with the elements. Then we have our cards that are related to the hidden path. Things on our journey that we necessarily cannot see. And then we have the secret cards. And then our sacred geometry cards. And when I work with this deck, I really pull 4 cards with each category. That's really how I like to read with this deck. So some of our geometry cards, our element cards. And then I think I shuffled it, so they're not in any particular order right now. We have Forgotten, Silence. So it's really for those who like to tap into ancient knowledge, mysticism. Really like those who have trouble or want to find ways to merge the tangible with the intangible, if that makes any type of sense. And these are cards kind of go together. So you have thinking, feeling, and then the bottom, sensation and intuition. Manifestation, potential, simplicity. I says this is a deep deck. You're going to get a very thorough reading with this deck. Okay, so that is the Supra Oracle, one of my absolute favorites to work with. Right there. All right, next is the Inner Landscape Oracle. This is an indie deck. I think I found on Instagram. I got it on Game Crafter. It's still available, I believe. Let's see. Yep. So there's the website. Leave it down below. This is another deck where you can really exercise intuition. I love the artwork. So you have Hibernation, Roots, Fair Play. So if you go to the link, there are write-ups for each of the cards. Like I said, this is another one where I kind of just rather give it my own meaning. The write-ups are very good though. So Choice, Trickster, Trust. Like I said, I love the artwork on this. Pathfinder, and I mostly use these kind of as clarification cards to a tarot spread. Whatever, I love that one. Mask. So Lunar card, Weaver. So that is the Inner Landscape Oracle. Awesome, love that one. All right, another mini one that I like to use, and we all know this one, is the Earthbound Oracle. So this is the Oracle counterpart to the Wooden Tarot. I do not have the Wooden Tarot, but I love this Oracle deck. Another one to whoops, sorry about that, guys. My light fell over and yeah. All right, anyway, back into it. So we're on the Earthbound Oracle. So I like to work with this one in the winter. And it's just beautiful. I just really connect with this artwork. Reflect, travel. It's very earthy. Ceremony, and the artwork, it immediately gives you the meaning. Like pairing the artwork with the keyword, it just totally makes sense. And I mean, I know that's, it's like that with a lot of decks, but with this one, I don't know, it just completely clicks with me. Fear, Vision. I'm still on the fence about getting the Wooden Tarot. I'm not sure. I do like it, but I just really connect it with the Earthbound Oracle. Self, I love that one as well. Life, Failure, Transformation. Yeah, this is one of my loves, one of my hearts. So that is the Earthbound Oracle by Skull Garden. Like I said, this deck and the Wooden Tarot are on Etsy if you want to get those. Another one I found on Etsy is another one that I adore, the Journey to the Heart Oracle deck. This is by Lana Jane. So here are the backs. There's some bonus cards at the bottom, but she basically like has faces imprinted with like, I think they're like English plants, Australian type plants, and it's very fae energy, like fairy energy. So dealing with nature, and then she has the word, it's like stamp printed into the card. This is another one that just totally gets me. I adore this deck. So trust, and if you can't see, and I do like how sometimes it's kind of cut off. I like how that's done. Humility, Pure Delight, Transform, Vision, Harmony, and then there were some bonus cards that had like a little quote on the back. So I live an authentic life filled with love and joy. And there's also another picture. I see the beauty in all that surrounds me. These are like bonus cards. that came. I mean, inspiration to myself and others. So very, very nice. This is one I tend to pull out definitely in the springtime. And so for any other deeper meaning, she goes into the type of flower and then a small little excerpt of the card. So kind of like scroll look to it. I don't know, it has so much character and personality. So this is another one that I love to work with. So that is the Journey to the Heart Oracle. All right. Next one, I won't go into this one too much. I had the next two in my Halloween video. So this is the Earthly Souls and Spirit Oracle by Terry Foss. Here's the backs. So we're dealing with a lot of moon energy with this one, and I kind of edged mine in different colors. But Terry Foss has gorgeous, gorgeous artwork. She does all these paintings herself by hand. I'm following her on Instagram. Love her, love her, love her. And I think she said her and her daughter took the photos for the back of the cards. But beautiful. This is one that particularly comes out in the fall for me. But of course you can use it anytime. This one also has just the paper for meanings. So you can either refer to that or, you know, come up with your own meaning. Just sit, meditate with it. I usually pick one card, sit it on my altar, meditate with it for a couple of days. But stunning, stunning artwork, and I absolutely adore that one. So that is the Earthly Souls and Spirit by Terry Foss. All right, next one that was featured in my Halloween video is the Cemetery Oracle deck. And let's see. So this one, it's only 12 cards. But there are 6 different interpretations on each card. Each card represents something different. So each card is a picture of a different cemetery that she went to, took a picture of, and represents something different. So you have patterns, esoteric, passion, witness, devotion, remembrance, All Saints Day, attainment, hallowed ground, interim, seclusion, I love that one, and confession. And so there are 6 meanings in the book. So really, how it's to be used is you kind of just shuffle the cards, just shuffle around face down, and then when you're ready to place the card, pick a point on the card because that's going to go with your corresponding number. So if we go with this one, patterns, and we're at the 6. So you just find the patterns in the guidebook. And then you just find your meaning there. Living too much in your own head while the world passes you by. Work on being present. I mean, so essentially you're kind of getting like 72 cards if you really want to look at it that way. But I mean, just, I love working with this deck. So that is the Cemetery Oracle deck by Natalie Wood. Also on Etsy. Okay. So the next one I have, this is the Tamed Wild Moon Lunar Phase deck. I also did a video on this one. So this one, basically for those people who love to work with moon phases, this is like a perfect deck for you. So there are 28 cards to kind of go with the cycle. And then, so as you're going through the phase, you'll have the same title of the card, but it'll mean something different. Each day will be something different. So we have Waning Quarter, Grounded Surrender, Waning Quarter, Joyful Surrender as you go through the cycle. So your phase influence will be different, your history and lore, a ritual. Here you have a crystal, here you have an incense to work with, and then a mantra on the bottom. And the artwork does change on the back as the cycle goes on. So I thought that's very cute as well. And this deck is from Tame Wild. A lot of their decks are like this. So they have a crystal deck, I think like an herb deck, something like that. So they have the picture of the crystal herb or moon on one side, and then description on the back. So this is one that stays on the altar, and I flip a card each day to work with that particular moon phase. So that is the Wild Moon Lunar Phase deck. And like I said, I did a video on this one too as well. So if you want to check that out, okay. Next one, this is the Inner Child Oracle. This is another indie deck that I found on Etsy. This is by Amanda Lynn Hales. So I love decks with collage art, so we kind of have that going on here again, and then meaning at the bottom. So there's no book for this. You just pull a card, have the meaning, and then just work with it how you see fit. But it's beautiful, beautiful pictures here. The Virtue, the What If, great stock as well too. So it's kind of like I guess like matte, and then maybe there's like some laminate over it, but the edges don't peel or anything at all. It's just perfection. I can shuffle any kind of way with this. So the dance. And this version that I have is 21 cards. She does have a new version that will be 40 cards and will have a box. So I think you can pre-order that now. I will leave that link down below, but this is the older version that I have. That's only 21, but the new one will have 40, okay? So that is the Inner Child Oracle. All right, and next one. This one is so, so cute. This is the I Love the 80s Oracle. So there is no guidebook with this. This one's very good if you have a specific question and then pull a card. But this was, it's just so, so cute. Rock and roll, roller skating, moving forward. This was just fun. Rotary phone, Rubik's Cube, no easy solution. Shades, bright future. Dirty dancing, living your passion. This one's just fun. This one's just plain flat out fun. Miami Vice, or drama or all action. Michael Jackson, working your genius. Mixtape. This is just, I love creative stuff like this. Just gorgeous. I love Mr. Potato Head, putting it all together. Oh, I love this one. I love all of them. I know I keep saying that, but I genuinely love all of them. Space Invaders, The Force, fashion icon, floppy disk. Oh, keeping what matters. It's just, I recommend everyone get this deck. It's just so stinking cute. Okay, so that's the I Love the 80s Oracle, and this is by Midnight Oracle Shop. So there are a lot of other decks. I think she has like love decks, Halloween decks, lots and lots of stuff there. All right, next we're getting towards the end here, guys. Hang in there. All right, this is the Universal Mind Oracle. The bag that I had it in kind of fell apart, so I got this one from Moonlit Faye. She makes gorgeous tarot bags, so I'll link her below too. So I got this cute bag to keep my deck in. But this is the Universal Mind Oracle. I think this was the first version. So this one came with the PDF guidebook. I think the newer one came with an actual book and box. I don't have that one. I just kept the first one. Okay, sorry guys. Once again, I don't know. I keep getting interrupted today. All right, here we go. All right, so this is the Universal Mind Oracle deck by Michelle Black. So this is the first edition. And these are also broken up by elements and spirit. So it's another collage deck. And this one is very in tune with nature and really like spiritual alignment. And the meanings in the guidebook are absolutely beautiful. And then she also has in the back, like I said, I have it on PDF, so I had to actually print it out. But actual meditation ideas, how to work with these cards with crystals. A lot of detail went into this. I mean, you can just tell. I love the pictures. I love the artwork here. It's kind of like we do get like that sense of death, but at the same time, rebirth going on. I just get that like overall feeling in like all of the cards. There's our Universal Mind card. It's just really beautiful. There's our Divine Masculine, Believe, Inspiration, Study, Mindfulness. I love this card as well. Layers, Keep Going, Solar Eclipse, The Unseen, Life-Giving Nutrition, The Lesson. So that is the Universal Mind Oracle by Michelle Black. And this was my actually first indie Oracle deck, this one. So that one has a special place with me. Very first one. All right, almost there. We have 3 more. All right, this one I also did a video for. This is from Serpentfire Tarot, who did the Serpentfire Tarot and the She-Wolf Tarot. So this is the Sigil Oracle. I do use this one a lot, but sometimes it's still a little tricky to open. But we're good. So beautiful box. So this deck is 22 cards. It's back there. I love her artwork. It's very it's like, it's retro. It has that retro vibe, but it's also like outer spacey, kind of futuristic going on. But anyway, in the Sigil Oracle here, there are 22 cards that actually, you don't have to use them this way, but they actually relate to the 22 major arcana cards in the tarot. So I think some of them I remember. So we have Cognizance. This was the Hierophant that it related to, and you don't have to use it with that. Anahatas. This was the Lovers, I believe. You have Awaken, Chariot. I love the bright boldness of this deck. Eternal Return. I think that was Death. Can't remember. Ether. I think this was the Magician. One. It's also like the back. Just, I love her looks. Her decks have a very feminine feel to them, which I love. Karma. I think that was our Wheel of Fortune. Agnya, High Priestess. You can see it kind of looks, have our eye there. Yoni, this was the Empress. I remember that one. Of course, Lunar, the Moon. Solar, the Sun. Void, I think that was the Tower. Core. Spectra, just beautiful cards. Lingam, there's Emperor. Embo. Ishuti. Mudara. Okay. So as a Serpentfire Sigil Oracle, like I said, I did do a video on this one as well if you want to take a deeper look at this one. Okay, 2 more. Okay, so these are the angel cards. This is kind of an old deck. I don't know. Let's see. My mom actually found these. She was like cleaning out a drawer or something one day, and she found these cards towards the bottom. And they're like really impactful and like cute. Like they're simple. So they just have like a guide word and then like little artwork behind them. But this is another deck that I've been using just based off the keyword alone, working with that, and then using for clarification. So you have Humor, Faith, and I just checked online and these are still available, I believe. I don't know if they come with a guidebook or not. I didn't find a guidebook, but I'll just work off of these cards alone. Like I said, I did find them a couple of places online, so I will leave those down below if they strike you. But it's actually a lot of cards. You get a lot of words here. So you get clarity, patience, peace, communication, truth, delight, education, expectancy, let's see, enthusiasm, honesty, birth, efficiency. So like I said, I keep them in this little box here. So there are a lot of cards. Understanding, I don't even think I like counted all of them yet, but there's like more there inside. Transformation, courage, balance. So I was very, very happy I came across this. I may purchase it again if it does indeed have a guidebook. I'm not sure, but like I said, I'm pretty happy and content with these, just finding these. So I'll hang on to those, but those are the angel cards. I probably should put this in the mass market video, but I don't know, I just had it pod up with everything else, so I just put it in there now. All right, and the last, but certainly not least, Oracle deck is the Oracle of Heaven and Hell. This is by Travis McHenry from Bloodstone Tarot. So he also did the Angel Tarot and the Occult Tarot. I think both of those are put out by Rockpool, I believe. But yeah, these are the Oracle of Heaven and Hell. So we get the Seal of Solomon for the back. Beautiful backing. This was on Kickstarter. So what we really get here is kind of like a light and shadow, angel and demon type of meaning here. So we have, so for your angel, you'll get knowledge of good and evil, shadow meaning physical and moral imperfection. So it's really, you know, depending on what type of entity you feel you want to work with at the moment, what type of entity you feel is maybe calling you or holding you back. But this is another deck where I've gotten very, very good. I was going to say shockingly good, but very, very good readings. So I have intellectual lucidity, vice. This is another one where I am working on perfecting the names. So this one does have a book, which I did have to purchase separately. It's all good though. So we got a nice book here that does go into detail about the angel realms and demon realms here. So we got kind of some history going on. Really, really well done. 9 degrees with diabolical spirits. Descriptions about the seals, what they mean, how it relates to certain zodiacs, the hierarchies of heaven and hell. So like I said, this is not a deck necessarily for everybody. I mean, just I was comfortable purchasing this. It kind of called to me, so I'm working with it. Like I said, this may be for you, this may not be for you. And then for the descriptions, so for the angels, you get kind of a Bible verse, not for all of them, but for most of them, you get like a Bible verse, description of the person born under that, what they represent, and then it really goes into detail here. You get soul guardian for those born between a certain time, a moral guardian for those born on a certain date, and a physical guardian. And then for the other realms, you just kind of get the same type of description for a type of person, you know. I want to say a person you might be, but maybe characteristics, a little bit of knowledge of the character themselves, and then servant of those born between a certain time. So I guess lower, whatever lower nature you're feeding, it'll say that it's a particular servant born to those between a particular date. That's really the structure of this book. Like I said, this is one that, you know, I feel comfortable using. And so I really, really get something out of working with this. All right, So that is the Oracle of Heaven and Hell, and that's all of them. Yay, we finished. Okay, so these were my indie Oracle decks, guys. All right, so thank you for sticking in there with me. So like I said, if I do an indie Oracle deck collection again, some of these you might not see again, because I do think I will be purging some. So the next video will probably be mass market Oracle decks. So look for that one coming up. All right. So thank you guys so much for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. In the meantime, stay well and stay blessed. See you guys later. Bye.